Hey guys, how's it going? Josh here. So today I'll be reviewing the Assassination of Goku arc of Dragon Ball Super, which basically takes place with episodes 71 and 72. And, potentially you could argue maybe 70 is where it starts also, but I don't really consider that, counting. And originally I was gonna, review the episodes by themselves, but seeing how this arc is 2 episodes, I figured I might as well just wrap it all up. Plus I was sick last week, so I wouldn't have been able to review episode 71 anyways. So moving on from that though, I gotta say I really did enjoy this arc. Episode 72 was definitely a lot better than 71. I mean, yes, it was more action packed, but it also got a lot more to the point with the episode. 71, about half of that episode was very kind of fillerish. Basically, the beginning of 71, the first half of episode 71, was everyone trying to figure out why Goku was acting weird. Obviously, we find out Goku's acting weird because Hit was hired to assassinate him. But we don't know that at the time, and it's just kind of wasting a solid amount of minutes in the episode. When that could have easily, been sped up, and we could have gone to the point where, Hit actually enters the episode, which could have given us more, Hit versus Goku time, which would have been really nice to see, because one thing I liked about this arc and these episodes is that they really expanded upon Hit's kind of vocabulary in terms of fighting. And by that I mean, beforehand, besides, the ki blast and all that stuff, his only real special move was the time skip ability. But now we find out he can do more. He has invisible ki blast that can go through objects. He can kind of make energy duplicates of himself. He can create a parallel universe to exist in that he basically creates using the time he takes from his time skip ability. I mean, these are really interesting things that they're adding onto the character that, I would have liked to see explored more thoroughly. I think they did a good job, though, going into them, at least getting the concepts out there to be explored in future arcs, stuff like that. But for all intents and purposes, I would have liked to see that explored more. However, just the fact that we got that anyways, I thought was really good building for Hit as a character, because you never know when they'll come back, either in a positive way, hopefully, or in a negative way. So that was really cool. The wrap up for this episode I thought was really clever. I thought the way they ended it was interesting. It definitely made sense with the characters involved that, something like this would happen. I thought they did a good job of sidelining Vegeta for this arc. He was away with Whis training. I thought that was good because I would have hated to have another, instance where it's just Goku, Vegeta versus Hit, or Vegito versus Hit, because a lot of people were thinking, oh, maybe they'll fuse to fight Hit. I'm happy they didn't do that. I'm happy they just left it Goku versus Hit, because it really helped it kind of, it really reminded me of the Dragon Ball Z episodes, of old, before everything got so complicated, when it was really just kind of Goku's story, which is good and bad, because obviously I also want to see more of the supporting cast, which is another thing I liked about episode 71 of the arc, because they showed us a lot of Gohan, Goten, Piccolo, and I really did enjoy that, because I loved Gohan when I was reading Dragon Ball Z as a kid. I always thought Goku was, a good character and all, but Gohan was always a little cooler to me. I really enjoyed seeing his progression from a kid to an adult, more so than, Goku's progression, from a kid to an adult. So I gotta say, all that considered, I do hope we see more of Gohan, Goten, Piccolo in the future. I did enjoy actually seeing Goten care about Goku. A big criticism I know from fans of Dragon Ball is that Goten never really acts like Goku's his dad in many ways. Like they never really show kind of Goku spending family time with Goten and Chi-Chi, which, in the defense of, the writers and stuff like that, Goku is primarily dead for the longest time in the Dragon Ball Z franchise when Goten was growing up until like the Buu saga. So I can understand that, but also at the same time, I can understand the criticisms. So with all that said and done, I highly recommend you guys check out the episode. I don't really know what type of score I'd give it. It would definitely be a very favorable score, maybe like an 8 out of 10. But honestly, I felt like there was a lot of time wasted in the first episode of the arc. And also at the same time, I felt they did leave a lot to be desired. I felt the way they wrapped up the fight was kind of But the fight itself was still very enjoyable. I loved the extra stuff they went into with Hit, and I'm really looking forward to Hit's return later on in the series, and also just in general. They're really building up to this kind of universal, multiversal world tournament, and I'm really excited to see that. So this is Josh, and I'll see you guys later.